you overcome everything I'm going to tell you about in this video, you get unlimited payouts from prop firms and you make so much money from trading. I am King Dubi, the founder of Blue Kings Academy. I did over 15 payouts in just a year, and I've mentored hundreds of people on how to trade strategically and get funded really fast. Everything holding you back, everything making you fail every prop firm challenge you buy, blow every account you fund, is all summed up into these three things I want to talk about in this video. So here we have the three of them: addiction to being right, the itch for validation, the fear of uncertainty. Now, these three are broken down into other arms I'm going to talk about in this video. So addiction to being right is, these can be splitted into two: chasing a perfect strategy, overcomplicating what you already have. Now, I suffered this for many years. What I mean, I suffered this for many years till the extent I got very sick and tired of my life. Just like most people do in their relationships. For instance, two people could be in a relationship, and then when one of them figure out that maybe they are not getting what they want at a particular time period, or the relationship is going through hard times, emotionally or for whatever reason, most people think of this: if I go out there, I can get someone better. If I go out there, I can find somebody I deserve. They always think there is something better out there, so they always quit and opt out to go find something else. Now, even in businesses, even in jobs, when people encounter difficult times, they always think that there is something out there better. Now, this is normal human psychology, and most traders fall into this trap. So this was how my cycle went. So as usual, I'll find a strategy, I'll work with it. It's going to be simple. I'm going to be happy. Finally, I've found what's going to make me successful. I'll be so happy. And then the strategy will start giving me losses, and I'll be so paranoid. I'll be like, what's going on? I will try to fix it, and then that fixing will turn to overcomplication. So I'll start adding confluences to the strategy, start adding more and more confluences to the strategy, to the extent that before I place a single trade, there will be so many confluences, more like 10 confluences, 12 confluences, just because I thought the harder my strategy, the better. The more layers of security it had before I place a trade, the better. It took me so long to realize that trading is a probability and psychology game, and the psychology is simply accepting probability. As simple as that. I did not know that trading was a different thing. So instead of me working on myself and keep trading my strategy even when it's not performing, I would rather do something. And if you're watching me right now and you fall under this category, I need you to stop. Every strategy works, and what is only holding you back is that you're not confident enough on what you do. And you build that confidence in a backtesting room. You need to gather states for your data. But the fact that you think your strategy just stopped working permanently out of the blue is not true. When you go back to your data, you check what's going on, you figure out when you started doing inconsistent actions. The inconsistent actions might be at the start of your losing streak, or might be at the middle of your losing streaks. Because for me, I need the losing streaks will have to come maybe one loss, second, third, fourth, fifth. Then I'll go into a spiral and start trying to tweak things, start trying to avoid trades, start trying to do too much. And that's exactly because I'm now inconsistent with actions. These losses will just increase till they're like more than 15. It's mine always starts middle. So in as much as losing streaks are inevitable, it means every single strategy I would trade that will encounter the first ever losing streaks, I'll worsen it and blow my account and think it has stopped working. And that might be the case for so many of you, because you are addicted to being right. You cannot bear the fact that you had losing streak 10 trades in a row, 11 trades in a row. It looks scary, and you can't tell if your losing streak is normal or not until you have built long-term data on it. And that's why you should stop freaking out for a losing streak and go to your backtesting room. When you've backtested 5 years worth of data, you'll be able to realize if 7 losses or 10 losses in a row is alien to your strategy. And even if it doesn't show in your data, but then it happens in real life, it doesn't mean your strategy has stopped working, because most times solution is never going to something new, because whatever you're going through will repeat itself with whatever you're doing that is new. The next one, the itch for validation. Now, this is so common amongst traders. It's broken down into three: trying to get rich quick, trying to prove a point to others and comparing yourself to others. So trying to get rich quick is because you're young and you go online, everybody seems to be rich. How I made these millions at this age, how I bought my first car. Everybody is flaunting wealth. So you're pressured. You're 19, you're 20, or maybe you're just in your mid 20s, but you're pressured. You want to get rich, and that's the reason why you are trading. Now, if your reason for trading is because of money, you will fail, because for the first 1 to 5 years for most traders is pure suffering. The only thing that can save you is if you met a mentor on time and you met a legit mentor ready to help, a selfless one. But if you're like me that never had anyone or could not afford anyone, you will suffer. And 5 years is very common for most traders. So what are you going to do when you keep failing consistently for 5 years, when your only reason for trading was for money making? That's a problem. You want to make money, you want to also go online and show off. That's why you're trading. So if you have this mindset, you will keep failing, because you ignore every other thing needed to succeed. You ignore everything and keep chasing strategy, keep chasing money, and you keep failing. The next one here is trying to prove a point to others. Now, I see those traders that are not yet profitable. They are still struggling, but guess what? On their social media, they are posting trading advice. They are posting their setups. They are posting analysis. They are posting wins. They're just posting for validation. They enjoy the thrill it gives when people think they are profitable. When other people see them as high, they enjoy that instead of actually being truthful and honest with themselves and work towards making money. This is the worst. Now, if you lock yourself in this loop of trying to paint to the public who you're not, you'll be stuck forever, because you get to a point where you can't even meet someone for help. You can't even meet a trader and say, I'm going through this, I need clarity, I need help, I need you to explain. You can't, because you're ashamed. Everybody knows you as the guy that posts. Or your family members see you talk about Forex all the time, post about it all the time. Guess what? They are expecting money from you, expecting you to be rich. And because of the expectations you have brought upon yourself, you're forced to perform without preparation. It's just like going about to lie to people that you are a medical doctor when you are not. And then somebody calls you one day to treat their loved ones, and now you are under pressure to deliver because you know you don't know what you're doing. Now, that's exactly what you're locking yourself up into when you try to seek validation online. Results instead of locking in. The next is comparing yourself to others. Now, for me, this was my problem for a very long time. I would have my one strategy that resonates well with me, that sits well with me, but then I'll go out there on Twitter, I'll see other traders trading with Fibonacci, I'll see other traders trading with anything, and guess what? I'll become drawn to trying it out. I'm like, this trader is very profitable, he's rich, I want to do what he does because he's rich. Maybe I might get rich too. And guess what? This is how I kept complicating my strategy. This is how I kept messing myself up. I was always the trader testing and learning instead of that trader trading and withdrawing. I was more testing, learning. I'm always testing, I'm always building data all the time because I'm learning from screenshots I see online. I'm comparing my journey to others. Now, I don't care what it is. Is it advice? Is it about strategy? Is it about anything? If whatever advice you see online is not matching with your trading style, it will not work for you. There are traders out there that will tell you you're over trading if you trade 5 times a day. But there are scalpers that actually trade 5 times a day, and it's okay for a scalper. But online, they're going to tell you 1 trade a day. The trader that trades 1 time a day, it works for him because he has data to back it. If you trade 5 times a day, and it's not because you are forcing anything or you're breaking rules, it's just because you're following your strategy, then you're not over trading. Now, this is just one example as to the many random advices or the many random things you can see online. Don't compare yourself. You have to focus. And that's why I call it the itch for validation. That feeling you want to be among others, that feeling to feel good, you need to overcome it. You need to get rid of it. You need to get rid of the addiction of being right and the itch for validation. And then we'll go to the next, fear of uncertainty. Now, this plagued me for a really, really long time in my journey. And I broke it down into 2 parts: not accepting probability and disregarding the concept of risk management. Before I proceed, I have a Telegram channel where I post my trade ideas, my breakdowns, everything I do in my trading. And all you have to do is just learn and get unlimited free knowledge from my Telegram channel. And when I post my buyers and draw liquidities, you can also learn from it. All you have to do is join for free. And the link to my Telegram channel is in my description. You can join after this video. So not accepting probability. Now, this is a very big problem. Okay, so many people see Forex as a skill whereby if you have known how to trade, then almost every trade you call or almost every trade you place is going to be profitable. Now, for so many years I thought like this. In fact, I thought profitable traders do not lose, and I got even way more shocked when I realized profitable traders go on long losing streaks. Profitable traders still blow challenges. Like my eyes was open to a new world because of what social media has been painting about trading. I need you to understand something. Trading is a game of probability, in the sense that anything happens. The same head and shoulder pattern that you saw that led to a big sales, you will see it another day on the same pair, on the same time frame, by on the same time of the day. And guess what? It's not going to lead to a sell. It's going to lead to a buy. Do you know what happened? Do you know what causes that? Because the market is random. And the only thing that makes traders win is applying a particular approach over and over again consistently without changing the variables. And over a long period of time, that person will be profitable, provided that edge is a profitable edge. I myself will never try to think a trade is going to be a winner or not. I cannot tell. And that's why the idea of scaling in entries, I don't really like it, because if I've taken an entry right now, I don't close my risk till price has gone to 90% in my direction. Why? Because the only reason I want to close my risk is when I know price is very close to my TP and it will be stupid to lose. But anything aside that, I don't close my risk. So why would I leave risk open and I'm adding more and more position, more and more risk? To me, I feel it's only when somebody thinks that their trade will go up, like has this deep conviction that their trade is going to go in, it's going to hit TP, so they start adding. But that's not true about trading. You cannot tell whether the price will go a bit in your favor and reverse. You cannot tell. So when you do all these things, you accrue a huge number of risk that's going to cause you anxiety, and this is going to destroy your account. All of this is coming from not accepting probability. When you see so many people sound so confident in their trading, they're like, okay, I got funded, I'm not going down from here, I'm never gonna do this, I'm never gonna lose 10 times in a row, I'm never gonna lose 15 times in a row. It's because you don't understand how ruthless this market can be. Your approach is you, your edge is you. That's what you continuously do. But you know what you're not in control of what the market does. Okay? And that's why when I have students meet me, they want to learn how to trade. That process of teaching them how to trade, I'm teaching them my edge. My edge have gotten me funded. My edge have gotten hundreds of my students funded. That's why I focus on teaching them. I'm like, don't try to master the market. You cannot. It's random. Everything is probability. But if you try to master the approach and apply it every single day, your problems are solved because your mind will be calm. You know, you wake up tomorrow, apply the same rules. Wake up tomorrow, apply the same rules. But just imagine you think it's your intuition or your discretion that can help you consistently be rich from trading. Every single day you wake up with anxiety. What if I lose this week? What if I lose everything today? What if I lose everything tomorrow? Because you don't have a steady approach. So the market is full of probability. Stick to your edge and understand this fact. The next is discarding the concept of risk management. Now, this was one of the hardest lessons I learned in my life. I had already had a good strategy. I've already started making money from prop firms. I already had from some funded account. I was already doing pretty well and I was happy with myself. And then I started scaling up with personal capital. I started depositing more money in my trading account. And that's when I hit a bad period in my trading. And I lost a lot of money that I was so traumatized. And this is when I specifically started looking up risk management videos on YouTube. I was not risking too much, but I was risking 5%. Okay, I know 5% might look kind of casual to most of you. I was risking 5% per trade. I know what was funny. That 5% per trade, I just had 13 losses in a row that period. That period was a bad period for my edge, and I hit 13 losses in a row. That's me losing over 65% of my account. I went crazy. I went on a tilt because that money meant a lot to me. The first mistake, I funded all what was in my bank account in my life capital. I put all the money right there because I was like, okay, now let's do trading full time. I'm profitable. I funded all the money. Secondly, I was risking 5%. Thirdly, when I hit a 65%, when I lost 65% of my account, because that was my only money left, I was in between, should I withdraw the capital back to my bank or I should keep trading, I will recover. I was confused, I was scared, that was when I understood the concept of risk management. When people say, when OGs in the industry tell you risk 1% per trade, that was when it dawned on me. Because that 1% they're telling you is not because they are scared or they are broke. It's because you will hit bad times in your trading. You will have losses in a row. And if you have a proven edge, you will sure bounce out of the losses, but you do not know when. And because you do not know when, what's going to happen to you, your mind will be racing on a high level of anxiety. You'll be so scared. And that fear will lead you to irrational decisions, hesitating on trades, missing out on setups, revenge trading, and every other thing that will now help you blow up the account 100%. So there is something I learned in trading, and it's not too long ago. And that thing is this: every decision you should do in your strategy should be what will lead to you protecting your mental capital. Right from how you set your stop loss, how you set your TP, the RRO you use, the pairs you trade, the time of the day you trade. Every of these choices should be made based on what suits your mental capacity. What can you be? What can you easily do? Some traders trade in 1 minute. If you have problems with anxiety, you can't trade 1 minute. Why? Because you'll be so anxious. If you're somebody that processes things longer, you can't trade it because before you think, it has left you. If you're somebody that has issues with FOMO, you would chase trades that are running. You will do a lot of things. You don't need that time frame. So you practically shouldn't be trying to do things in the market that you think will make you more money than not. No, you cannot have a higher returns because of your technicals. What I mean is, trader A could be trading any style with 1:1 R or 1:0.5, and trader B could be trading with 1:6 R. If the both of them are consistent, nobody's gonna earn more than anybody because technicals does not give you an edge. Okay, it's simple. Technicals is just your way of applying risk to the market. This guy with 1:6 R arrow is gonna have a lower win rate, a far lower win rate than this guy. This guy can have months with 100% win rates, not losing a trade because he's trading 1:1 or 1:0.5. But this guy having a 100% win rate is close to impossible. Close to impossible. So what that means is you have lots of losses before he gets 1 win or 2 win, because it's easier for price to go from 0 to 1 or 0 to 2 than 0 to 6. Simple. So when I understood that my edge or my technicals cannot change anything, cannot make me win more trades, cannot make me do anything spectacular, I have to respect the risk involved in trading. I needed to respect it. I needed to know that 1 to 2% max is what I should do in live capital. And if I want so much money, I should stick with prop firms. And that's why I'm actually advising you right here. You need to respect the markets. You do not know when these bad times are coming. You cannot tell. All you can only tell is this: the market is risky, it's full of probability. You have to risk what you can afford to lose. If you need more money, go for prop firms. And prop firms have their own rules, and you have to be aggressive right there to win. So there we go. The three of them. Can you overcome? Can you overcome this? Yes, you can overcome this. How do you overcome? Stick to one strategy for life. Choose what suits you, stick to it. Don't go out of that. Whatever suits you, entry, exit, stick to it. And you will lose confidence reading it sometimes. That's why you need to build statistics. I said it. 1 to 5 years worth of data of your strategy performing. That's what you need. Because when the losing times come, you want to keep doing the same thing. The itch for validation, how do you overcome it? It's simple. Separate your trading from social media. If you're a trader and you love to create content, maybe like I do, learn to create content that are educational, and that's all you do on social media. You shouldn't be trolling other traders. You shouldn't be shitting on other people's strategy. You shouldn't be trying to advise people online. You shouldn't be trying to do too much. Share information, help traders. That's all. You not posting your wins is not a problem. As a matter of fact, if you're posting your wins and people are cheering you up online too much, it could give you a bad brain response. It could make you feel so good about that win. And guess what? You start averting losses because you continue feeling good. It takes a lot to be numb despite all the gassing up and all the cheering up that people do to you when you post your wins. So learn to focus on yourself and learn to keep your trading away from family or friends. If you're trading, you're not yet profitable, it's cool. You're not there yet. If they ask you, what do you do? Yeah, I'm learning how to trade. Focus on yourself until you're profitable and the results are loud enough to speak. Then that's when they should know. You should never compare yourself with others in any way. Don't try it. Some people online are lying. Some have more capital than you. Some have access to more money than you. Some were taught by their family members or hedge fund managers and the rest of them that you don't know about. You only know about yourself and stick to it. Most advice that you're going to get that's going to really help you are going to come from your journal and maybe videos like this or books written by trading veterans. But random tweets and random opinions of people on TikTok, on Twitter, be very careful. Many of those people do not know what they're talking about, and they too might learn more things about trading later in their life, and they will regret what they said. But you who have taken the advice, you will suffer. How do you overcome the fear of uncertainty? You need to understand that everything is made up of risk. If you left business or left everything else and came to trading because you think trading is an easy way out of your poverty, then you'll lie to yourself. Trading is also uncertain and full of probabilities. The same way you could learn a skill and never land jobs because you don't know anybody, or land one job in a month and then you don't see any other client. The same problems you face in other skills or other industries, there is also trading problems. And the trading problems, number one, is the idea of probability. You cannot tell what will be a win or what will be a loss. When you accept this, you are free. You need a strategy, you need to keep executing it, and that's the only thing you have to do. As simple as that. And this about risk management, you shouldn't go more than 2% risk per trade on your account for your mental health sake. And I don't care what your backtest tells you. If in your backtest data you never saw 4 losses in a row, well, let me shock you. Past data does not guarantee future results. That's the truth. The market is dynamic, it's shifting, different governments, different economic factors. The market will act differently. Sometimes you might win more than usual, you might lose more than usual. So that number of loss that you think cannot happen, it will happen in your very eyes and you'll be shocked. So stick to what you know. When things go extremely bad, you still have the mental capital to keep trading. I know you enjoyed the time with me in this video. If you need personal assistance to walk you through going from unprofitable and struggling to being funded in 90 days, just reach out to me on Telegram. The link is in the description. The first link, just reach out to me and send me Forex. And then we're going to discuss, I'm going to know your problem. I'm going to give you a blueprint how you're going to fix it. And then we get to work together. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace and love.